Thank you, and I appreciate the time to speak today on this topic, and certainly, Madam President, I am rising to also support the Stop Taxpayer Funding of Hamas Act. The United States should no longer provide any recognition or resources to Hamas, a terrorist organization supplied by Iran, disguised as a Palestinian political party. Hamas is a long-standing terrorist organization whose attacks and efforts against peace threaten the lives of civilians and innocents. Using the population of Gaza as a human shield, Hamas fired more than 1,500 rockets into Israeli civilian areas in an unprovoked attack last month. The attack was not the action of a responsible political party, but the violent outburst of an Iranian proxy bent on the destruction of Israel and peace. Hamas's roots and rationale have very little to do with a broader struggle for freedom of worship or narrow land use disagreements. It's far simpler than that. Iran supplies rockets and Hamas launches rockets on innocent Israelis because they share a common goal: eradication of the Jewish people in Israel. It's that simple. Hamas couldn't be more clear in their goals. Their charter states, quote, "There is no solution for the Palestinian question except through jihad. There is no way out except by concentrating all powers and energies to face this Nazi, vicious, Tatar invasion. Nomination of peace or advancement for people." Israel's defensive actions against a terror group that compares their people to Nazis and is dedicated to their destruction are to be expected. Self-defense and protection of citizens is a core responsibility of every country. Hamas attacked innocent civilians, fully expecting them to be attacked in return. Their plan was to purposely create civilian casualties. We must be unequivocal in support for our ally. The President and Secretary of State must remain strong in American support to Israel and not lose sight of the true threat Hamas backer Iran poses to Israel. The administration must abandon its attempts to return to the deeply flawed nuclear agreement with Iran. Their attempt to return to the failed nuclear deal only emboldens Iran's nuclear ambitions. Iran provides Hamas and other genocidal terrorist organizations with rocket systems, rocket parts, assembly, training, and cash support every year. And Iran's goal mirrors that of Hamas: to wipe Israel off the map, bottom line. Just as no country, Israel or otherwise, would tolerate such terrorism and aggression against its citizens, no true ally would turn their backs on a friend in their moment of need. They certainly would not continue funding the organization responsible for the attack. So now, more than ever, the United States must stand with its ally, condemn the attacks against Israel by Hamas, and affirm our commitment to support Israel's peace and security. The Stop American Taxpayer Funding of Hamas Act ensures no funding will be authorized to the territory of Gaza, the site of Hamas's headquarters, until the President certifies to Congress that these funds can be spent without benefiting terrorist organizations. The United States must be clear in our unwavering commitment to our ally and ensure no American taxpayer dollar goes to Hamas ever again. So I'd like to thank my friend and colleague from the great state of Florida for moving on this piece of legislation. I'm proud to support. Again, thank you for your leadership on this. And I yield the floor back to the senator from Florida.